Members of the class of 2014, parents, family members, members of the Board of Trustees, faculty, and administrative colleagues, welcome to this 193rd edition of Colby's commencement ceremonies. We gather here at the heart of the college to acknowledge and to praise and to say farewell. Thanks to all who have journeyed from afar to be with us. Many of those who have made that journey are parents and grandparents and other family members whose steady support has made the achievements of these students possible. We salute you, and we thank you for your efforts. At times, I know it must have seemed like the end would never come, but now it has, and I know that your students are also grateful for your support. There is another group here that deserves the praise and thanks of our graduates. We know how many kinds of things you have done at Colby, but none were more important than those you did in the classroom and other places where the intellectual mission of the college was in view. And in those places, none were more important to your growth than the faculty who taught and counseled you. I know that your parents and the faculty present today would appreciate your recognition and applause. Because this day is about students and their accomplishments, it is fitting that we begin this commencement program with the address of the person chosen by the senior class to speak on its behalf. To introduce that person, I am pleased to call forward the officers of the great class of 2014, Kelly Ling and Elliot Marsing.
Thank you, Bro Adams.
Okay. All right. Big Blue Moon. Just joking. Welcome, class of 2014, and congratulations. What a week, what a year, what a college experience. Wow.
We are so honored to represent such an incredible group of talented people. As a class, we have experienced some amazing things together. During our first week at Colby, we faced record-setting heat and survived a hurricane during Coot. And since then, we've watched 4 mid-March sunrises from Miller Steps and trudged through the snow to class on days that should have been snow days. We've studied around the world, but we all found our way back to the hill.
And no one will forget the time that we watched Colby's token vegan eating a hot dog as well. If nothing else, it's been an entertaining time for us all. We've spent hours learning in the classroom and many late nights studying in Miller, but we've also learned so much from each other as classmates and friends.
As we move forward, we all need to remember that there actually is life after college. Let's embrace it. Stay foolish, stay hungry, and stay in touch.
We could not have asked for a better or more attractive classmate to speak for us today.
He's hilarious, he's smart, kind, and super sexy.
I would date him. He's a great friend, colleague, taiko drummer, and overall human being.
Please join us in welcoming Omari Matthew.
Get the good old, wow, so many people here. Get the good old speech open and start this up. All right. I haven't even made a joke yet. I'm literally just talking. So welcome, everybody. Welcome friends, staff, faculty, family of those friends, friends of those friends, and everybody in between. Welcome to the long-awaited, often dreamt of, and sometimes doubted graduation of class of 2014. Give it up. Before I start off the speech, I just want to give a quick thank you and a quick shout out. I want to give a shout out to Bro Adams for having the greatest bling I've ever seen in my life. That is, the only thing that comes to mind is, does your chain hang low? I also want to thank everybody who voted me into this honored tradition and position. It helped me realize who my true friends are, because nobody will put their friend through 2 weeks of anxiety and nervousness like this. So, as we speak, deleting people off of Facebook. It's happening now. So, I think what's important to this speech, at least, is the process that went into creating it and writing it. Once I first figured out I'm gonna do a speech, I gotta figure out what I gotta do. First things first, take a shower. Showers where all good ideas happen. I'm pretty sure Newton, when the apple fell on his head, it was raining. So I started taking showers twice a day, up to 3 times a day, trying to figure this out, and nothing came to me. I was just a little dumbfounded. So I decided to go to the people who inspire me the most. My friends, my family, peers, professors. I started going to office hours a little more. It was senior year, I had to get it in at some point. So I started going to these, trying to hopefully these people, these muses, would bestow upon me great idea for this speech. And consequently, I got nothing from them. Now, this is no fault of theirs at all. But in that moment when I got nothing from them, did this speech happen? And it'll make more sense later. So I'm gonna start kind of far back, way far back. When I was a kid, a young lad. When I was a young lad, when I heard the year 2014, I was like, man, there's gonna be flying cars, teleportation, I'm never gonna be late, it's gonna be amazing. And then I woke up one day in 2014 and was like, we have none of that. I'm still late to class. I'm not in the sky driving. It's like those kind of things. But the point of that is that from a small child, I always wanted to be in the future. And I realized later in my life that only Kanye West can exist in the future. And I wasn't allowed that right or privilege. So, but this idea of existing in the future kept on coming up. So when I was in elementary school, all I wanted to do was be in middle school. When I was in middle school, all I wanted to do was be in high school. When I was in high school, all I wanted to do is get to college and get it over with. So, finally made it to college, got a scholarship, whoop, whoop, posse, you already know, shout out. Shout out, you already know CP9, you know what it is. So, I'm at college now, and it's my freshman year. And you're gonna see a pattern. All I wanted to do is get to my sophomore year. Because as much as I enjoyed coming to Colby, I thought it was an amazing place, I also hated it here. And this might seem weird, I love it now, I bleed blue. If anyone asks, I love Colby, and it has this very special place in my heart. But during my freshman year, it was really tough. I felt uncomfortable. Coming from New York City to semi-rural Maine was very hard. Having things close at 4 p.m. was very hard. Not having a subway system or a bodega down the street was incredibly tough to deal with. And it wasn't easy. So then all I want to do is exist in my sophomore year. Get to my sophomore year, the sophomore slump happens. And everybody knows the sophomore slump. If you had a good time sophomore year, you did something wrong during your college experience. There's no way you could have had a good time sophomore year. Sophomore year is the worst year for any college student. It just happens to be like that. We don't know why. Nobody knows why. I have a team of scientists actually working on this, trying to figure it out. They've come up with nothing so far. So I just wanted to get to my junior year. And my junior year, I would say, is the greatest year I've ever had in my life. It was the year I got a girlfriend, beautiful girlfriend, Alex Jackson. She's sitting over there. You can peep her over there. Hey, babe. It's the year I say I started coming out of my shell and really embracing everything Colby College had to offer, everything Colby College wanted to give me. Because realistically, your college experience is exactly what you make it. So I started embracing this, started doing a lot more things on campus. And that's when I started to love it here. I was like, this is sick. I'm a college student. I'm really enjoying this. I have friends. I have family who love me. This is awesome. Yeah. And I like high-fived myself mentally and kept on. This tassel is ridiculous. just to give like, I don't know who invented tassels, but we need something that like kind of just stays where it is and you can like clip it on to the next side. Anyway, but let's not digress. So I move on from my junior year, enjoying Colby, enjoying everybody here. And even then, I was like, man, I can't wait till senior year. This is gonna be awesome. I cannot wait till senior year. And this is in the midst of enjoying wonderful posse, enjoying the wonderful friends and more or less family members that Students Organized for Black and Hispanic Unity has given me. I hung out with my two best friends, Devin and Luke. And unfortunately, Jeremy Good is not here, but yeah, everybody knows Good Gatsby. Gotta give him a shout out. So if he's watching this, I love you, dude. And I'm hanging out with all these people, and all I wanna do is get to senior year. And now I'm in senior year, and I'm just anxious, incredibly anxious, because I'm as unemployed as possible. It is ridiculous. I cannot be more unemployed right now. And it's insane. And I'm like, there's no way I can get back home and have exactly no money in my, New York, you know how much it costs to leave your dorm in New York? About $25. It's ridiculous. So this is what I'm anxious about all throughout my senior year. And you know what's happening during senior year? Does anybody know what's happening during senior year? Anybody? Anybody just shout it out? Nobody wants to shout out what happened during senior year. The greatest things happened during senior year. Some of the last chances I get to hang out with the people I love. Some of the last chances I get to take the classes that I love, poetry too. It's just, at senior year is, in a lot of ways, like the pinnacle of your college experience, the zenith point. And in that, in the emotion and the flurry of that, all I'm doing is worrying about, man, am I gonna get this job? Am I going to move on to the future? What am I gonna do? And now I'm here at graduation, and I'm still feeling a little anxious. And part of me is like, oh man, I can't wait till this is over, get that diploma, peace out, Colby. But that's what I'm thinking of at graduation right now. I remember going to my old boss, and I went to go talk to him about something. I was like, you may have heard him before. I've talked about him a lot. His name is Bob. And I told him, Bob, I don't know if I can do research anymore, scientific research. And he looks at me, and he's like, what do you want to do? I was like, you know, it would be kind of cool, like, being like the upper part where I'm actually telling people you can do this for me. Because when you're starting out in scientific research, everybody, you're doing a lot of dirty work. And dirty work is in like you're doing a lot of looking at one thing for a lot. You ever had to count foraminifera? It's a lot of them. Under a microscope, you're counting thousands. And I couldn't, at that point, I was feeling really bad about it. It's like, I can't keep on doing this. And he told me, Omar, the reason why you're feeling so anxious about the future, and he diagnosed it in like a second. He was like, Omar, the reason why you're feeling so anxious about the future is you really want to exist in it. You're so ready to exist in the future that you're messing up your present time, where you're actually existing in. And usually when somebody gives you wise, old, sage advice, it doesn't make any sense. But that one clicked. It made sense. In that moment, I got it. I was like, yeah, I do think about the future a lot. I do really want to exist in it. I can't wait till I have a family. Can't wait till I have a job. I can't wait till I have a steady career, a house, and a home. But that's not what I have right now. What I have is just as amazing. We're at graduation, everybody. I don't know if you haven't noticed. But we are. And graduation, yeah, it's the catapult, the launching pad into a future life But let's not worry about where we're going to land right now. What we have to think about during graduation is the emotion of the moment. Exist in this moment right now. You'll never get another chance to graduate from college. This happens only once. Don't disrespect it by being anxious about the future. It's not what it's for. This moment right here is the culmination of all your experiences. And not just the academic ones. That's like great and all, and this degree is gonna be amazing. But no, graduation in its finest, in its essence, is the culmination of everything your faculty, your parents, your friends have done for you. The late nights that you spent eating a spa quesadilla, just talking to your friend because you were feeling anxious about something. The amount of times you went to your professor's office hours just to get the one problem or your problem set right, so you don't fail the class. I've been there multiple times. The times you went to your friend and knocked on their door at like 3 a.m. crying, trying to figure out what do you want to do in a situation or a problem. Or even the happy times. You're just literally laughing with the person, and you don't even know what was so funny. You can't remember it, because in that moment, you're just laughing, having a good time. For your friends, for your family, for his faculty and staff, graduation isn't a moment to say how much I'm gonna miss you. It's a moment to look at them in the eye and tell them, I couldn't have done this without you. That's what graduation is. And I couldn't be more proud than to be a member of the 2014 class at Colby. Thank you. I also have one quick thing I want to say. It's a little quick, believe me. During the making, I had to add this at the end. It's sort of like a speech blooper reel. When making this speech, a lot of people approached me and said, "Hey, Omari, I really want to be in your speech." And jokingly, I knew they jokingly said it, but I'm gonna shout them out today. So I have this chance. I have a couple minutes. Let me do this. Daryl Soto, wherever you are, you're a great man, an amazing person. I love you. You probably don't love me back. It's okay. It's okay. I have enough love for the both of us. Chris Rocco, you told me to say something. You know exactly why I can't say it up here. Lucas Kilcoyne, you told me to say something. I personally can't say it, but for the people who have committed the years of dorm damage to the school, we all hate you, collectively. It's a very strong collective effort. And last but not least, I just want to give, again, another shout out to the people who made this college experience wonderful. And nobody's made it more wonderful than my friends. So, Sobu, Taiko Drumming, 4YP, For Your Planets, Devin, Lucan, Jeremy, my girlfriend, my family, and everybody I met in between. From some of my best friends to even some of the worst. God, thank y'all too. Thank you. You made this possible.